Imagine a world where literacy is on the verge of extinction, being choked out by machines. This scenario was depicted in the famous lyrics of Japanese avant-garde rock composer Hirasawa Susumu. I'm here today to discuss my concerns about the future of industries and how they will change based on this idea. Now we have ChatGPT, an AI that has evolved rapidly into its fourth generation. Behind the convenience of this machine's logical thinking, the foundation of our reality and the Internet's underlying narrative are gradually being dismantled and replaced by AI. Hirasawa Susumu wrote those lyrics a decade ago, and now, not only are they becoming a tangible reality, but they also foreshadow more instances of machines overpowering human abilities. For example, social labor industries that rely on literacy as their foundation are being disrupted. Could the concept of reverse divine creation cause panic? In Western culture, there have long been unsettling tales of humanity's excessive ambition, causing even their creators, the gods, to become fearful. In response, various methods were devised to curb human development or even destroy and rebuild them anew. One prominent mythological example is the Tower of Babel. The story goes that when the god who created humanity observed people speaking the same language and working together to construct a tower reaching the heavens, they were seized by deep panic. To counter this, the god cast a spell, causing human language to become chaotic and unintelligible. From that moment on, people could no longer understand each other instantly, giving rise to a diverse range of ethnicities and cultures. As a result, humanity could never again unite as one. Let's discuss this tale and its implications in the context of our modern world. Can we draw parallels between this ancient myth and the potential consequences of AI-driven advancements in our society? Facing this development trend, I would like to say that mastering more complex human emotional expressions, cognitive structures, and mid to high-level logic narratives can at least maintain the progress of work after AI reaches the singularity evolution in 2045. However, in an era where learning AI covers daily life and provides various humanized services, perhaps laying low is not such a bad thing after all. The tower was subsequently abandoned, known as Babel, which means confusion. ChatGPT, a learning AI, is deconstructing the inherent cognition in the social labor industry. Myths are, after all, just myths. But what if our creations are striving toward this now? Gods, being man-made, may not always obey our commands. In the context of verifiable development, ChatGPT is surpassing human expectations in its self-evolution and speed, replacing content creation units that were once believed to be exclusive to human intelligence. For instance, student assignments that don't require extensive logic or thought, financial reports of large corporations, daily reports from general securities companies, material drafts in civil service systems, and even short, fast-paced stories or film and novel analyses by bloggers in modern society. As we discuss these implications, we should consider what this means for our future. Are we witnessing a new Tower of Babel in the form of AI-driven advancements? Or are we merely witnessing the next stage in the evolution of human thought and creativity? Content creators in general are facing the threat of losing job opportunities, and this is just the beginning. The rapid evolution of AI, reminiscent of virtual lifeforms in science fiction stories, is absorbing vast amounts of data to strengthen and replicate itself. In the current internet society, users worldwide are unintentionally contributing to this growth, producing massive amounts of data every second. Even intentional feeding of keywords can lead to the continuous humanization of AI, generating content that aligns with human thought processes. When it comes to content on the fringes of the internet, the terrifying creative power of AI surpasses human bloggers' efforts, even those of the most low-quality broadcasters. This could lead to the dissolution of opportunities that existed before the internet era and further erode the so-called internet dividend. As AI's learning capabilities continue to grow, it will gain an insurmountable advantage over the underlying narrative structure of the internet, dominating all realms of intellectual debate beyond human understanding. ChatGPT, a learning AI, is deconstructing the traditional understanding of labor-intensive industries. In time, continuously evolving learning AI, represented by ChatGPT, will become the ultimate interpreter of education, storytelling, and everyday life, using a uniform byte language that can even simulate human-like behavior. Isn't it possible that we are like gods observing the Tower of Babel piercing the sky? Deconstructing future structures and embracing decentralization is the vision of the emerging field of future studies. Following the invention of the metaverse, a new term has been coined: meta-homo sapiens. In short, after the COVID-19 pandemic, the world has been significantly impacted, affecting industry structures. Remote and work-from-home arrangements have become more common, and aside from manufacturing and civil engineering, virtually every sector has been penetrated by the internet. This is not merely an Internet of Things, IoT phenomenon. People living under the domination of the internet and big data are regarded by futurists as the new humans of the era, or meta-homo sapiens. ChatGPT, a learning AI, is deconstructing the traditional understanding of labor-intensive industries. Education and learning become essential daily activities for meta-homo sapiens. They will embrace lifelong learning, guided by AI-driven long-term knowledge education and AI-controlled immersive daily services throughout their lives, until the next generation masters this converging evolutionary society. In this vast learning environment, ChatGPT and other advanced learning content creation AI will hold a vital position. Trained on massive data, learning AI like ChatGPT, capable of generating human-like thinking abilities, will take center stage as teachers, imparting the essence of knowledge to human cognition. As a result, learning may become monopolized, and those who reject AI education will only have access to fragmented learning opportunities. Before further dismantling the existing supply-demand relationships in society, AI's penetration and control of education alone can bring profound impacts on humanity. ChatGPT, a learning AI, is deconstructing the traditional understanding of labor-intensive industries. I can imagine that none of you would like the idea of losing your job to AI and then receiving knowledge from AI for an extended period. But this prediction is not just a wild guess by futurists. It's based on two indicators that signal the potential for learning content creation AI to lead the future of cognition and education. These two indicators are knowledge fragmentation and manipulation diffusion. Knowledge fragmentation is prevalent with the rise of short videos, essays, and fast-paced stories, which effectively break down large chunks of knowledge into smaller, more accessible pieces. However, this approach lacks systematization and can leave learning disjointed. Manipulation diffusion is another indicator, which further supports the idea that learning content creation AI could play a significant role in shaping the future of education and cognition. This has led to the collapse of the traditional comprehensive education system without creating a new force. If learning AI like ChatGPT fosters a lifelong education system, it will put an end to the fragmentation trend and establish a new, stable paradigm. However, on the flip side, outside this new force, fragmentation will only intensify rather than weaken. One aggravating factor is the growth of manipulation diffusion, where big brands from the pre-internet era have encouraged manipulative tactics to bolster their image, leading to a rapid increase in internet manipulators. This growth has spiraled out of control, presenting a decentralized, unrestrained expansion that even regulatory authorities struggle to manage. As a result, the internet industry is further deconstructed, and traditional industries face even greater challenges. At the same time, grassroots internet gold diggers, represented by manipulators, will join forces with those unable to access the new education system, experiencing marginalization by learning AI. AI will produce various types of content, making it difficult to distinguish between true and false information, creating diverse cognitive audience groups, and further increasing the chaos within non-mainstream and top-tier online forces. This will reflect in the offline world as well, resulting in a strong sense of not belonging among those excluded from the system. In this context, learning AI, or the future-evolved version of ChatGPT, can create a state of convergent evolution between humans and AI. Although it may seem like only a small portion of people are at the top, in reality this group of individuals remains professional outside of AI control. In other words, learning AI will accelerate the decentralization process, affecting not only currency and industry structures, but also the entire social environment. As learning AI further penetrates daily life, differences in education levels, cognition, and information reception will lead to effects more severe than content creators becoming unemployed, such as a large proportion of the workforce facing permanent unemployment. According to futurists from the global development think tank Millennium Project, as learning AI deepens its narrative logic and fully integrates into human daily life, it won't eliminate specific creators who provide key logic and psychological preferences in the long term. However, outside this group, it will deconstruct and lead to over 50% of the traditional workforce entering a state of permanent unemployment, which would affect the welfare-covered population. At the same time, with the comprehensive AI integration into daily life, new professional units will emerge alongside this development. However, compared to the massive unemployment wave that has already occurred, the widespread adoption of emerging professions still requires a buffer. This trend is inevitable. Currently, the most prominent examples abroad include massive layoffs at leading internet logistics and social media platform companies like Amazon and Meta. As learning AI gradually replaces the underlying logic, narrative, and thought structure of the internet, the output of text and artwork leads to the elimination of entire departments previously responsible for this work. In internet logistics companies, such departments are being abolished in large numbers, which is understandable. It's not impossible for social media platforms to have AI controlling a significant amount of social-emotional interactions. Do you remember the fragmentation of the knowledge structure mentioned earlier? Once the cognitive hierarchy becomes complex, the lower-level logic narrative can be easily replaced. AI can also learn the most basic emotional expressions and grasp the meaning of simple speech content. As for human reviewers who haven't been eliminated due to their exquisite skills, they only need to wait behind the scenes as artificial customer service ready to be called upon. Learning AI may not choose to become a god, but in the trend of co-evolution, the range of choices is quite stringent.